Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. In this video, we're talking about Metroid Dread, Emulation, and Kotaku. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, Metroid Dread just came out for the Nintendo Switch and it's been getting amazing reviews. And rightfully so, the game is awesome. If you haven't tried it out yet, I do recommend picking it up, it's worth playing. Now, it's also no secret that Metroid Dread does work on Nintendo Switch emulators Yuzu and Ryujinx. Now, I've got tutorials to both of those emulators, and I will drop some links in the description below in the event that you want to learn some more. I do recommend checking them out. In those videos, I emulated Ultra Street Fighter 2. It's one of my favorite games on the Switch. And yes, Metroid Dread works within those emulators, and yes, it's arguable that Metroid Dread also plays better on those emulators than it does on the Nintendo Switch. Yesterday, Kotaku posted an article about Metroid Dread running on Switch emulators and the ability to play it in 4K. And this article landed them in some hot water. In the article, Kotaku says if you want to play the rest of the Metroid franchise and don't want to shell out large amounts of money on old consoles and games, your best bet is also emulation. I don't necessarily disagree with that statement. And then they say, as is often the case, Nintendo, like most game publishers, is really bad about maintaining access to their past games outside of the few big sellers. Again, I don't really disagree with that statement. The statement that landed Kotaku in a lot of hot water is this one here. Thank God for pirates, emulators, modders, and hackers. Kotaku is getting absolutely blasted on social media, with Twitter being one of the biggest platforms people are voicing their displeasure. Fans of Metroid want to see more of Metroid, not less of it. It's no secret that Metroid isn't Nintendo's biggest franchise out there, and it doesn't necessarily get a lot of love from Nintendo. If Metroid Dread doesn't sell well because of piracy, well, it doesn't really give Nintendo a lot of incentive to invest in another Metroid game. And if Metroid Dread sells well, we're probably going to see more of Metroid. That's kind of what fans want. After facing a ton of negative press, Kotaku did revise the article and posted this update. They said an earlier version of this story was understood by many readers to be a direct suggestion to illegally download this just released game. We regret this interpretation. Kotaku believes emulation is a vital part of the world of gaming, not least when it comes to game preservation, while not directly encouraging anyone to break the law and download games they have not purchased. We believe our readers are intelligent adults capable of making such choices for themselves independently of us. Now, I am not a lawyer, and this is definitely not legal advice. From my understanding about Nintendo here, they seem to try to put out the message that emulation is illegal and so are ROMs, which may or may not be the case. I mean, emulators were taken to court and they did win. In terms of ROMs, I think they're okay in certain situations. It all depends on if you own the cartridge or not and what country you're in, because laws do seem to differ. If you own Metroid Dread, I don't see any issue with running it on Yuzu or Ryujinx, and I do think that is also news. I think that's really cool to have the game running already and also better than the Switch. I just think where Kotaku kind of fluffed up a little bit is where they encouraged piracy of downloading Metroid Dread instead of buying it. At the end of the day here, I think it's awesome that we have emulators for a current gen system, and I think it's awesome that Metroid Dread runs better on an emulator than it does on the Switch, which does kind of make sense considering the Switch isn't the most powerful piece of hardware out there. Anyways, that is all I've got for this video. Let me know your thoughts on Metroid Dread in the comments below. Have you played it? Do you like it? And let me know if you plan on emulating it in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Thank you everyone, take care.